You don't need to be able to talk for a podcast, right?
Not at all.
Okay, cool. I'm really good at not talking.
As long as you say gibberish.
Okay. That's a Latin-based language, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It is one of the Romance languages.
Good.
Gibberish.
Lot of long-form poetry in gibberish.
I'm fluent in
Okay.
So I have that going for me.
Off. Spin-off. Podcast.
I'm Shaheer.
I'm Brian. Whoa, that's weird. My name's Chris. No, let's keep. This is a different episode. New episode, new day.
This is the darkest timeline. Oh, let's go. I'm Brian.
I'm Shaheer.
And this is Spin-Off.
Oh,
Whoa.
I thought our heads were in the same place. They weren't.
They weren't.
Saddened.
I'm Shaheer.
And I'm Brian.
And this is Spin-Off.
The podcast where we take a popular show and we both pitch spin-offs, hence why we call it Spin-Off.
And we're also breakdancing on our heads during the entire episode.
You don't know, we could be. It's a
Yeah,
podcast.
Imagine it.
Are you done imagining it?
Good.
Okay, we can continue then.
All right. So
Shaheer, what show are we spinning off today?
today we are spinning off another show with a spin-off.
Actually, this is still a first. This is the first spin-off that is still currently running.
Yeah.
So there's really no point we're doing what we're doing right now.
Yes.
At all.
And by the way, the show that we are spinning off is Breaking Bad. But technically, we could also be spinning off Better Call Saul.
Not for mine.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because there are characters that are in Better Call Saul that you know,
are in
vice
Breaking
versa.
Bad,
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a good plot summary. I'm going to go for this first one, even if it's terrible. It says, when chemistry teacher Walter White is diagnosed with stage 3 cancer and given only 2 years to live, he decides he has nothing to lose. He lives with his teenage son who has cerebral palsy and his wife in New Mexico, determined to ensure that his family will have a secure future.
I was about to say a secret future.
Determined to ensure that his family has a secure future, Walt embarks on a career of drugs and crime. He proves to be remarkably proficient in the new world as he begins manufacturing and selling methamphetamine with one of his former students. The series tracks the impacts of a fatal diagnosis on a regular, hardworking man and explores how a fatal diagnosis affects his morality and transforms him into a major player of the drug trade.
That synopsis had a lot of unnecessary words in it.
Yeah.
That could have been simplified a lot.
And the sad part is it's like the shortest one.
I mean, the synopsis of the show is in the title. This guy breaks bad.
Oh, and it didn't say anything about blue meth, so.
Yeah.
Have you seen any episodes of American Dad this season? The last episode that I watched was Breaking Bad centric, which is hilarious because our last episode was American Dad and this one's Breaking Bad. And they were doing everything in reverse. So they were like, we're going to watch Breaking Bad in reverse. And they were like, yeah, in reverse, it's a story about a hardened drug kingpin that works his way to curing his cancer and becoming a high school science teacher. The story in reverse is a lot more inspiring.
It is.
Of course, he loses a child along the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the baby is born during.
Oh my God, you're right.
There's just in reverse. It's just them shoving a baby into a woman.
Reverse world is really fucked up.
We don't need this shit anymore.
Can I just say, I don't know why, the whole time watching that show, I really thought Walter Jr.'s cerebral palsy would like be a plot point eventually. No, they just, decided to be disabled positive on their show.
Which is a good thing because the actor has.
No, I know. But the whole time I'm thinking like, man, this must be really important later on the show. No. It wasn't.
It's just a guy with cerebral palsy. Just trying to learn how to drive.
Again, things like that just make me feel like a shitty person.
Well, you are a shitty person, so.
I am.
Yay.
Okay. Welcome to the podcast where we just
Talk
make
about
ourselves feel like shit.
our inner demons and drink to cope with them.
To drink!
Yay!
This is a family podcast.
Today's episode is sponsored by Sadness.
All right.
So what's your plot?
No.
Am I first?
Yeah, you're first. You were, well, if we're following the same pattern that we've been doing, I went first last time, so you go first this time.
Great. Yes, I did go second last time because I was talking about cabbage.
Yes. So, Shaheer, what is your spinoff?
All right. Well, this spinoff actually does not include any character from Breaking Bad.
Is it just the meth?
No, it's just a meth-centric show. It has nothing to do with Breaking Bad. All right, so the plot of my show is, after a trademark lapse, two failed businessmen decide to purchase and revamp the Los Pollo Hermanos brand, and what they thought would be their big break may have turned out to be a grave mistake. That is the log line for my show.
That's great. Yeah. So no characters. It's just two guys trying to bring back the chicken restaurant.
Yes.
Okay. Please continue. I am riveted right now.
Right. So this is a action dramedy, and the channel is going to be on AMC. Because I don't think AMC is gonna give their rights up to another channel, especially when Better Call Saul is still going on.
Right.
So.
Oh, what is the name of your?
Oh yeah,
show?
It's just Los Pollos Hermanos.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so once again, we set rules for the show, and I just completely break them because originally we were like, yeah, we'll just spin off one character. I'm spinning off two characters, technically three.
Are they all in different storylines, or are they all included?
They're all in.
That's fine.
Okay, so this spinoff will follow Badger and Skinny Pete.
Okay.
Along with the Ghosts of Combo.
All right. Okay. Is that the whole plot?
No, well, that's part of the plot. But so the show is called Ghosting, and it's going to be about, with the guidance of Combo's ghost, Badger and Skinny Pete will become ghost hunters and travel around in a Honda Element, along with a three-legged Chihuahua named Monster.
Okay.
Finding ghosts and helping them to move on to the, the next stage in afterlife.
Isn't that like the Jennifer Love Hewitt show?
Which one's that?
I don't remember.
But that doesn't have Badger and Skinny Pete.
It does not.
So it's
or the Ghost of Combo.
So it's kind of like Supernatural meets Scooby-Doo meets Touch My Angel. Like it's going to be an hour-long drama. Yeah, more details kind of flow with my first episode.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So this is going to be specifically a comedy.
It's a drama.
It's a drama?
Yeah, I already said it's a drama.
Oh, man, I missed that.
It's hour-long drama.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I guess it'd probably follow more the comedy drama kind of aspect.
Ghost Whisperer is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But she's trying to live a normal life.
Yeah, no, they're just full-on,
ghost
breaking into people's houses, sending ghosts to heaven or hell or whatever.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
So, can I get into my pilot?
God, please do.
Yes. All right. Peter and Jared are best friends and entrepreneurs that have struggled to find their big break. The series opens with Peter, played by Mark Paul Gosselaar, using a crappy netbook while on the toilet searching various business opportunities. Searching trademarks, his eyes light up and he jumps off the toilet, running into the living room to tell Jared, played by Breckenmeyer, that he may have found the perfect opportunity. So, this is reteaming Mark Paul Gosselaar and Breckenmeyer from Franklin and Bash.
Oh, I know.
So this is a reteaming. They're such a great duo that I needed them in another show.
You realize you're kind of in a way just also spinning off Franklin Bash.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, as I said, he jumps to tell Jared that he may have found the perfect opportunity. The trademark for Los Pollos Hermanos has gone dead, and there is zero contention to pick it up. They immediately buy it and scrap together their last savings to lease the old flagship location of their chicken restaurant. So, that's the beginning of the episode, and a month later, there's a flash forward. A month later, the duo is putting up signage for the grand opening as a bystander appears in the foreground observing. He walks away eerily, and the guys head inside to talk to the staff. On the team is Selma, a 35-year-old former Playboy playmate played by Tiffany Amber Thiessen, a community college dropout and aspiring rapper played by Dylan Sprouse, and a grungy lead chef with a mysterious past played by Jason Statham. All right. So the grand opening is a massive success monetarily, but their Yelp reviews are abysmal because there's reports that the chicken is not as good as it was before, and there's a group of detractors upset that there are two white guys with the restaurant name Los Pollos Hermanos. So there's rampant online just bashing of the restaurant, even though they made out like bandits the first day. So to gain positive press, they hire a new manager, Carlos Ricardo, played by George Lopez, to help run the restaurant and help them with the chicken recipe. And then, though they're saddened, he tells them that their cook simply isn't the best, and they're forced to let him go. So they have to let Jason Statham go in the first episode. And after he gets upset and leaves, a group of suspicious individuals walk in. They are cartel. You don't know initially, but they come in and they scope the place, even though they're like, we're closed. And then they come in and they attempt to figure out what's going on. They threaten the staff and they're like, you'll be seeing us real soon, and start knocking over shit. And then when they leave, they're like, wow, we should really get security, which is hilarious because, they just fired Jason Statham. And then they leave. At the end of the episode, they end up leaving and closing for the night, and they hear a voice coming from a car saying, "Gentlemen, we need to talk." To which they respond, "Who are you?" And the camera cuts to Special Agent Johnny Gonzalez of the FBI, and he is played by Mario Lopez.
Can you pick up my claps?
Yes. That's my pilot episode.
You've got a nice amount of Hispanic actors there.
Yes.
Good job.
And nostalgia.
Yes.
More importantly, nostalgia, because that's what sells.
Yeah, screw new ideas.
Yeah, fuck new ideas.
I like how we're
If we're gonna spit off right, okay? What do you want? You want Breaking Bad mixed with Franklin and Bash mixed with Saved by the Bell.
I mean, the entire concept of this podcast is kind of nostalgia based.
Yes. All right.
Well, that's our show.
All right, so what's your pilot?
All right, so to start out the episode, Badger and Skinny Pete are hanging out. Did they clarify where they were left off at the end of Breaking Bad?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I think they were just, existing.
Yeah.
So they continue to exist. They're hanging out. All of a sudden, Combo's ghost appears, and he's been trying to find them the entire time after his death. But apparently being a ghost, is challenging. It's not easy to figure out appearing places as a ghost. It kind of just happens sporadically.
All right.
What?
I said right.
Oh, okay. They're like, all right, let's keep going. We get it. Your idea's shit.
I didn't say that at all.
Man, you're really being hard on my thoughts. Like, I'm just trying to be me, trying to come up with some creative ideas, and you're just shitting all over them. Are you looking up where they were left?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They're just fine.
Yeah. They're not like Huel, who is just still sitting in a room. All right, so today's Combo's ghost, and Combo pretty much tells them that there are some really bad ghosts out there that need to be stopped. They're haunting houses and shit, ruining things. He can't do anything because ghosts can't interact with other ghosts. They can see each other, but they can't do anything. So he needs them to help. So they all three of them go to a quote unquote paranormal expert, and the guy's a complete dick. and he cannot see Combo, by the way. So they end up, while he's not looking, because he's a dick, they end up like stealing a bunch of his shit, like scanners and Ghostbuster-esque weaponry. And then as they're running out of his office, they go to the parking lot, and they notice that Skinny Pete has also stolen a pair of car keys, and he beeps it, and it opens up a Honda Element. Because every like travel type show needs a vehicle, and I think the best vehicle for this show is none other than the Honda Element.
Of course,
right? Like the classic, that classic vehicle. I always really wanted the Honda Element. I'm just mad they don't make them anymore.
No, you can get one.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be this. Like it's not new. It's used.
I'm trying to get a Yugo.
When drive. All right. So they get in Honda Element. They drive off. They're fully ready. They've got their ghost scanners. They've got their guns. Combo knows the first place they're gonna go, where he's been hearing stuff about this like haunted house. As they're going, they hit something on the road. Pull over, realize it's a Chihuahua. And so immediately they just, they think about leaving him there, then decide to take him to the vet. Chihuahua loses a leg, but they decide to keep him and make him part of the team, like their Scooby-Doo-esque mascot, and they name him Monster.
Does he talk?
He does not talk.
Because I would like to believe that this isn't just a entire fever dream that they're having. But no, this is real.
Oh, this is real.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Once you get combos ghosted, it can't be anything but real.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they go to this haunted house where this, quote unquote, God, fuck, this is terrible.
Once again, this episode is sponsored by Sadness.
Sadness and self-hatred.
Mostly self-hatred. S can stand for several things.
I think I should just get a t-shirt that just says brought to you by self-hatred.
Oh my God. Can we make that shirt? I think it would sell.
Okay. Well,
so cut this out of the podcast that nobody's going to listen to, so nobody steals our idea.
Or we put this in the podcast, hype this up, and like have it ready for after the podcast is out.
Absolutely.
Be like, and then at the end, be like, you can buy your made by self-hatred t-shirt at www.spinoffshit.com, where you can buy your shit from Spinoff.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the porn site that guys are just spinning things off their dicks. I made that up. I do not know if that's a site. That's not the kind of thing I look for.
Probably is. I wouldn't put it past us. As a society, no. It's definitely a thing.
All right, so they arrive to it's a classic kind of haunted house scenario. The family who lived there has been drived out. Drived out? That's not a word.
Driven.
It was coming to me.
I'm sorry.
Have been driven out.
Drubbed.
We can never do a live show because we wouldn't get through it.
Guys, we're sorry. You can go home now.
The middle would be like, guys, I'm sorry you bought tickets for this shit. Like, please, you just
how did we even get you guys as followers?
This is terrible.
Please just buy us drinks.
My goal is for no one to realize how much we edit this podcast. Like, wait, you edit it and it's still this bad?
Actually, I want to start cutting in more abruptly.
Just like, mid-sentence, just cut to you.
Yeah.
Again, we're recording this before we posted anything, but there are definitely some where you can tell, like, I just gave up trying to make it sound, like, flow nicely. It's obvious I cut.
As it should be. Guys, we're a work in progress.
I mean, we might have it by, like, the 50th episode or something. Maybe. Maybe it'll be in that. Is that when it gets entertaining? By 50? Is that the magic number for podcasts?
It depends. I mean, when we bring in our magical cat guest host, I think that's going to really change the game.
It's like, hey man, it's important to listen to it's important to listen to all of them, but it really gets good at the 50th. Get through 50 45-minute long podcasts before it gets halfway decent.
As long as it's halfway decent. If I could put it on in the background while scrolling through Twitter, I'm perfect. It's cool. All right, so back to that pilot episode that you have to finish.
Right. So they're walking to their first day of school.
It is the 70s.
That was a throwback to our first episode. I'm assuming that you listened to the first episode and were like, hey, I should listen to more of these, which is probably a wild assumption.
I'm assuming that you listened to the first episode, fell asleep, and the next 3 played.
You're like, what the fuck? Why is this still playing?
You woke up like, shit! Can't believe it. They just school. How do you undo streams?
How do you unview a podcast? They have to actively avoid a good podcast just to counteract the listening to our podcast. Yeah. All right, so there's a haunted house. So they pull up in their Honda Element. Monster, the 3-legged chihuahua, pops out. Trying to hit all of, trying to emphasize all of the great things of this show.
Does Combo's ghost float or walk?
It's a really good question. I did not think about that.
Something to think about.
He floats. But, when he gets tired of floating, he walks.
In the DVD commentary, the creator's just like, yeah, and right here you can see where we spent our budget.
Yeah. There's just one scene where he's floating. Later, he's just not even transparent or anything. I guess that means he's transparent most of it. God. Okay, hold on. One more drink, and then we'll. This will be decent. That's how drinking works, right? The more you drink, the better you get at talking.
Liquid courage. I've seen Kanye West drunk talking, and it's not good. But he does it a lot. So like,
wait, does he talk sober?
I think he's pretty much always sober.
You can't see my shocked expression right now. So a sober man said slavery was a choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's lucid Kanye West.
Can't blame Ambien for that one.
No. Maybe.
We're being topical. I like this. This is really great for a podcast that probably won't come out for another couple months. Remember Roseanne?
She's canceled.
All right, so they go on in the house. So pretty much they have their Ghostbuster-esque ray guns ready to go. They have the scanners. They walk in the house. They see a woman in a rocking chair. And the first thing Skinny Pete does is just shoot the weapon. And it does absolutely nothing. But yeah, so then they find out that ghosts are just, kind of people that have shit they're dealing with. And they decide to just, if they help them solve their problems, then they just move on. So all those ray guns and Ghostbuster shit just, isn't necessary. This, Ghostbusters kind of dicks. They're just catching all these ghosts in boxes, but they just, had shit they're dealing with. That's all.
It's real.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like they don't even say where Ghostbusters go. Ghosts are doomed to walk the earth because of unfinished business.
Yeah, and they're just trapping them in fucking boxes.
Yeah, like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Fuck Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
All right, so what channel is your show on?
That's a good question. It's gonna be on like some random streaming service that pops up for about a month.
It should be on Shudder.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yeah, Shudder is the horror streaming platform.
Okay. By the time the show's out, will that still exist?
Yeah, it's pretty popular. It's been around for a while. I accidentally paid for a month of Shudder because I forgot to cancel my free trial. I didn't watch anything with it.
Why'd you even get the free trial?
All right, so Flying Lotus has his film on there, but it's only on Shutter. It's a Shutter exclusive, like Netflix originals and shit. So I was at Awesome Con, and the guy was like, "Hey, do you like horror movies?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Hey, you want to sign up for a free month of Shutter?" And I was like, "All right, cool." And I did it, and then forgot to cancel it on the first. Then
That's how they get you.
and I got paid. I had to pay $5 for it.
It's only $5.
Mhm.
Man, that's a pretty good deal. There's a lot of content on there.
It's a decent amount of
All
content.
right, this episode brought to you by Shutter.
We could probably get sponsored by Shutter.
Hey, Shutter.
We love Shutter. Shutter is a very good platform. I just did not have a chance to watch anything on it. Now give us money.
As soon as the first episode goes, we should just start tweeting Shutter and be like, "Hey, wait for the 4th episode."
All right, so Shutter. We're gonna give it Shutter.
Either Shutter, or I was also thinking that it could go. It could be a sci-fi show,
But that's
or
cool.
or sci-fi, however you choose to pronounce that.
I don't think it would be sci-fi. It's I think it's sci-fi because that Y is long.
Sci-fi.
Yeah. My show is actually a segment on Sesame Street.
Oh my god. D is for drug smuggling. That's my question about your show. Are they ever going to get involved in the drug world? Is that where your show's going to eventually go? Or are they just going to be running a restaurant?
So the thing is that the tarnishment of the name brings them into the world of trying to fend off the cartel. Because, the series, they had moments where they ambushed Los Pollos Hermanos truck and killed the driver and stole the barrel, because they're drug running while also having a legitimate business. So when they bring back the name, they think that they're back in the game when it's really just two guys very unrelated. And they're like, look, no, you part of the game. You brought back the name. You have to be part of this game. And the FBI, well, what did I say? FBI? It has to be FBI because it's in the country. But then it's CIA because it's Mexico too.
Or it could be the DEA because it's drug.
But I think it was
some government organization.
I think it was the CIA on Breaking Bad. So
no, it's the DEA.
Was it?
Yeah, because his brother-in-law was DEA.
Yeah, he was DEA. But when they made the deal at the end, the company that owned Los Pollos Hermanos, that the company that they struck a deal with to full support and take down the company is CIA. So let's just go with a conglomerate of them. They are able to sniff it out, and they're just like, so that's what the Mario Lopez character is there for. He's like, are you sure you guys want to go through with this? And they're like, what? We don't understand. It's like, the business is so great. And then he's just like, take a look at this. And he just starts showing them like dead bodies and like drug containers. And like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, some serious shit going on with that. Why do you think the trademark lapsed? And they're like, I didn't know. I thought somebody didn't file the paperwork. And he's like, yeah, no, nobody wants this. Do you guys not watch the news? So yeah, and then that's a big point of that's why the Jason Statham cameo in the first episode is so pertinent, because it's like they run into situations where they could really use somebody with Jason Statham's skill set, and like the whole middle section when he's like hired as an employee, like they go into his backstory and he's like, I don't want to talk about it. And like you could just see that like it's Jason Statham and he has like a shady past. He's in New Mexico for some reason. So you're like, like there's something wrong going on. And they're just like, yeah, we gotta let you go. And then
we need this man as far away from us as possible. He will be no help to us.
And then the rest of the series is just like, oh man, we could have used him so bad.
They should just the whole time be hearing reports of this, of like him just murdering people.
So after the cartel ransacks the place after the first episode, and they're like, we really need to get some security. And I think in the second episode, they introduced the security guard, and it's just like this giant overweight man. It's just like, has no experience with like martial arts, hand-to-hand combat at all. He's just big.
Got a segue.
Well, he doesn't have a segue, but like he's just big and he like sits down the whole shift, and like when shit goes down, he's just like, hey. But he doesn't do anything. Like he's pretty much worthless.
There's just people running in with guns. He's like, nah, whatever. Shit's gonna happen.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's on AMC, so they can pretty much do anything.
All right, so yeah, with that, I think I can see your show. Your show could run for a while because there's a lot of places you could go with yours. Because it's a whole business building thing, and then it's a whole like you've got the deal with the whole character development aspects, and you've got the there's tons of stories you can tell with that, and you've got the whole cartel, and yeah, I'm gonna say like 6 seasons.
Yay!
Yeah,
6 seasons in a movie. I just
we never got our movie.
Yeah, we didn't.
Come on, Dan Harmon, where's our fucking movie?
I just I'm not gonna lie, I made this because I saw the trailer for Mark Paul Gooslar's new show, and it just looked bad, and I just want him working. There's no real reason that I want him working other than just like I feel like he should be a working actor.
Help a out of work actor.
I mean, he is working. He's
But,
consistently working.
But not working anything good.
Yeah, he's just not. He was in that show Pitch on Fox. And now
Through
he's
the
on
eyes
yeah. If you guys could just help out. He was Zach Morris, for crying out loud. Zach Morris. He could freeze time with his timeouts. Sure, he did some terrible things like exploit women for a calendar that he profited on. But in the long run, he just wanted Kelly Kapowski. All he wanted to do was marry Kelly Kapowski. And she went and slept with her professor. And he still took her back. So, he's a treasure.
What are we doing with our lives?
That one segment is the whole episode for this one. It's just 5 seconds. What are we doing with our lives? It just cuts to the next episode.
You spin me. Okay, so how long do you think my show will last?
So I don't know if I got a truthful answer from you. Is this actually a comedy, a dramedy, a drama? What is it again?
I'd say it's a dramedy. I'd say it follows pretty heavily to like a show like Supernatural. I don't know if you watch Supernatural.
It's on like season 75.
Okay. So you're saying I'm being 75 seasons?
If it's on Shudder, no. What was the other one that you said that it could be on?
Syfy.
Yeah, sci-fi. I think sci-fi you get at least 4 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. But like you're going to get a proper send-off and they realize that they have to solve Combo's problem.
Wait. Get mad at me for this first episode. You writing my finale?
Yes.
Okay. It's all come full circle.
Yeah. And this is the end of our show.
Yeah,
This is our finale.
It's obviously like...
There we go. We closed up all the holes.
We have nowhere to go from here. Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Except down.
Yeah.
But you get worse.
God, imagine, like, this is us trying. Imagine us not trying.
Yeah.
We actually care about this, you guys.
This is weird. That's the weird part. So we actually put some dedication into this. Oh, by the way, so the results for last week's episode, we didn't do a poll, but 100% of the votes were for Brian. So congratulations, Brian.
I'm so glad the imaginary votes we tallied. I mean, I didn't write a speech. I'm sorry, but it takes a lot of effort to love blood, sweat, tears, and broken dreams to develop these imaginary spinoffs. A lot of people said that all this work I'm doing is pointless and means nothing, and they're absolutely right. But yeah.
Just remember, with every show that pass, we could be spending that time creating our own projects. But we do this for you.
We could imagine we could actually be doing something productive.
So many scripts could have been written in lieu of this podcast. But we are we are men of the people, okay? We are here to provide you the entertainment that every other podcast can provide you, but we do it for you. You should be thanking us. We are your gods.
You took that to a level I was not expecting.
Sorry, we're not your gods. That's blasphemous. Like, overlords.
Okay, I'll
Go
take
with
overlords.
overlords. Yeah.
Yeah.
The time out of my day when I am at work and I should be working, but I am writing this shows you I care, okay? So, obviously, there's no doubt about it. All of these shows are being picked up by all of the networks we said they will be on. Just give us 2 to 3 light years.
Shaheer, I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want you to feel, attacked. Light years are a measurement of distance and not actually of time.
I meant give us 2 or 3 Buzz Lightyears, like the actual action figure.
Okay, I have one.
I need 2 more.
So they can we can play fight.
So it could be wait, Buzz ran into all of the other Buzz Lightyear toys and had his existential crisis.
So is our whole goal to recreate that scene in Toy Story 2? Is that what the mission of this podcast is?
That's our arc.
That's our arc. Send us your Buzz Lightyear toys.
P.O. Box.
But in all honesty, if you are listening to this, I don't know what's happened in your life, but thank you. We appreciate of all the podcasts.
Once again, we want to thank all of our listeners. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Just thank you. We're so glad that we have an avid listener out there. Well, this has been Spinoff. Once again,
it just went to the end. They fast forward through the whole thing. They're like, well, this is Spinoff. Signing off. Great.
This gotta get better than this. Okay, that's better. It's over now.
They just listen for the first intro song, and then they just wait till the last intro song.
They just really like the intro song.
Yeah. I wish that was a real song. Well,
I kind of is. If you want to hire me to talk over your songs, I'm here. I need money.
All right. Well, this has been
real crappy.
I didn't say that.
Brought to you by Self-Hatred.
Self-Hatred, Sadness, Shudder, and Apple.
The sad thing is only Sadness and Self-Hatred are going to become actual sponsors.
Yeah, definitely.
So once again, I'm Brian.
I'm Shaheer.
And this has been Spinoff Podcast.
Thanks for listening to Spinoff Podcast. We are actually live, which is something that we never thought we would do. We assumed that these would never be heard by anybody, but since they are, we wanted to let you know that you can actually vote for your favorite spinoff at tangentcreates.com/spinoff. That is tangentcreates.com/spinoff. That's it for us today. Hope you enjoyed the episode and hope